By connecting with our cycles, we connect with the divine feminine. Each month, we are gifted the ability to access the other realms and get to feel more deeply into our emotions and feel and experience and witness our soul. The cycles of our menstruation mirror the cycles of nature. Our menstrual cycle, also known as your period, is associated with winter, so we refer to this time as our inner winter. If there is no pregnancy, this is the time when our estrogen and progesterone levels drop, and it causes our uterine lining to shed. At this time, we have the lowest amount of energy, and we have this call to really focus inwards. The shedding of our uterus is really symbolic of a time of letting go and releasing. The other cycles are inner spring, which is our follicular phase. This is after the uterus has shed and the body starts to prepare once again for pregnancy. Estrogen signals the uterine walls to start to thicken and help to prepare for the fertilized egg. At this time, we have an increase in energy and we might have this outward focus. This is a really good time to create and to take action on things that we want to manifest. Our inner summer is our ovulation, so this is a time when the egg is ready to travel through the fallopian tubes and into the uterus. This is our peak time for energy and performance. We might be feeling a little bit more confident, a little bit more social at this time. And the uterine wall just continues to thicken at this time to prepare to receive that fertilized egg. Next is our inner fall, which is our luteal phase. At this time, progesterone levels increase and continue to thicken the uterine wall to really prepare for pregnancy. At this time, energy levels begin to decline and our focus starts to go within. And that is when either pregnancy happens or we move on into our inner winter, which is what this video is all about. Our menstrual cycle can also mirror the phases of the moon. You might have heard of white moon or red moon. White moon being the most popular, which is bleeding with the new moon. This really mirrors nature because the full moon is nature's most fertile time. So when we are stepping into that mother role and preparing for pregnancy, when we ovulate with the full moon, this is a really fertile time. It doesn't need to be preparing specifically for that mother role. It's just stepping into a new role of a little bit less selfishness, more into selflessness. This is actually the most common cycle, is to link up with the new moon. There is also the red moon, which is bleeding with the full moon. This is known and associated with the wild woman, with the witches, the priestess, and healers. The energy is more channeled outward at this time. Creative and sexual energy is channeled outward. This is a time of self-actualization, of growth, of birthing projects into the world. There's also the pink moon, which is bleeding with the waxing moon, which is associated with the maiden. So self-discovery, learning more about yourself, and really being enthusiastic about life. There's also the purple moon, which is bleeding with the waning moon, which is really a time for bringing that focus inward, for letting something go, and also is a time of self-discovery. We may find that we cycle through these different red moon or white moon or pink moon, depending on what you're going through at the time. No one cycle is actually better than the other. I myself find that I cycle a lot between white moon and red moon, really depending on what I'm going through at the time. This isn't something that we need to or should try to control, but rather something that we can use to notice and assess what we are going through on a deep level within, in alignment with the cycles of the moon, and learning what we can take from it and how we can grow from this. There's a real medicine that comes with this time when you bleed. The cervix is like a portal to your womb space. And when it opens and you bleed, this is a time where you can really connect deeply to the power and the wisdom of the womb. Accessing other realms is much easier during this time. It is best at this time to try to avoid any distractions, limiting your time on TV or on social media, and really taking that focus within so that you can hear her wisdom and what she is trying to communicate with you. This is a time for rest and for really inward focusing, feeling what you would like to let go of and allowing yourself to let go with your blood. Listen to the messages that you may be receiving at this time. Irritability or distress or anger, these can all be communicating something within you that maybe you hadn't been paying attention to over the month, and that you now have the opportunity to sit with and to feel and analyze in this deeper way, receiving those messages. If you're feeling like cleaning or taking baths, this can be symbolic that you're really feeling like letting go. I find during this time, I really want to clean and I want to take baths, and I can see how this is a very powerful time for releasing. Every single month, we have this opportunity of releasing and rebirth and renewal. This magic of menstruation. Journaling can be a powerful tool at this time to get the messages from your womb and from your soul. Just releasing those distractions, sitting with yourself and letting the words flow. It can be really helpful to learn how to celebrate this time and not to resist this time. In our society, a lot of us have been raised to believe that menstruation is unclean and it is something that we need to be ashamed of and to hide from the world. A lot of this has come from the patriarchy's fear of the power of women. Connecting with your menstrual cycle can help to repair what the patriarchy had tried to break all these years and to reclaim your power. If you're called to at this time, sitting in sisterhood with other women can be really helpful. Sometimes your cycle might even link up with the other women in your life, and this can be great for going within and accessing your power together in sisterhood. Every month we are given this medicine to receive the messages that we may have missed during the month because we had been distracted. At this time, it can be very difficult to ignore the messages. Sometimes pain can come as a messenger, and when we resist it, it can make the pain worse. When you resist and bring the energy up and avoid what is happening within your womb, this can cause the pain to worsen. It can help to breathe down deep into your belly at this time, bringing that energy and bringing that heat down, and feeling and listening to the messages that your womb is really crying and calling for you to hear. I recognize that in society, we aren't always gifted the opportunity to sit with the messages and the wisdom of our womb, and I hope that one day that will change and that women and people with uteruses that feel called to can be gifted the opportunity and the time to sit with this medicine because it is so powerful. Our wombs hold ancient wisdom. Our wombs can hold on to traumas from this life or traumas that our lineage, the women in our lineage, have experienced. When we learn to sit with this medicine, we are awakening the sacred feminine. We are honoring our lineage, the lineage of women that have walked this path before us. And we are reclaiming the divine feminine. Another way that you can work with the magic of your womb is to collect your blood. Ways that you can do this is free bleeding onto the earth. That's not having anything restricting your flow and just allowing yourself to bleed onto the earth. If you let your blood travel through your yoni, it is said to help with the tissues in the yoni and can help with the pain. Other ways that you can do this is by collecting your blood with a menstrual cup and to place your blood onto the earth. If you're called, you can also save your blood and use your blood for art. You can place your blood onto your body to feel the medicine and to smell your blood and to come back to what is known as the mother tongue. There's a quote by Jasmine that I read the other day that says that menstruation is your mother tongue. That menstruation is our first food in utero. It is our first scent when we arrive earthside, and it is woven into the very fabric of who we are. When we connect with our blood, we are connecting and reclaiming our sacred feminine. This is a great time to do rituals, to manifest, to release, to connect with nature, to restore balance within, to let go of what you are called to let go of. It can be a beautiful time for cacao ceremonies, sitting with the medicine of cacao, things that can help with pain, on top of sitting with the medicine of your womb and letting yourself free bleed and breathing deeply into your womb, are taking a little bit of magnesium throughout your entire cycle. You can stretch your psoas muscle, honoring what your body needs and doing physical activities with your cycle. And that involves, when you're actually on your menstruation, to not overdo yourself with physical activity. This is a time for more of a restorative practice. You can do yin yoga, really stretch out your hips, and save the more physical practices for your follicular phase and your ovulation. View this time as your gift. This is a gift from nature to connect with your soul, to connect with the other realms, and to help to reclaim the divine feminine. Do whatever you feel called to do with your blood and with your cycle. But the number one is healing from that wound that the patriarchy has created, that this is not a sacred time, when this is one of the most sacred times that women or people can experience. This is a gift. There's medicine in your womb, and that medicine is received through your menstruation when you allow it and when you work with the medicine of your womb. Opening up your throat can help to open up your cervix, doing lower sounds, deeper sounds, or singing and flowing intuitively, moving your hips, connecting with that energy of the womb. This is a time for rebirth. This is a time to reclaim your power. This is a time to release and let go and renew and become the embodied you that you are destined to be. Thank you for taking this time to watch my channel. Please subscribe and like and comment. This helps to support the channel and to get this message out. I appreciate you. I see you and I honor you. And may you live a life that causes your soul to dance inside of your body. May you reclaim this sacred wisdom of your womb. And may you awaken to the divine feminine. It is time.